important. I'm like really good. My strong suit is recruiting. So I've recruited almost 40 women in the past year. So that's definitely, I'll talk to you guys about my tips and tricks a little bit later. So the very first topic I'm gonna get started on is goal setting. So this is another one of my specialties. Me and Jen, we are very, very focused on goal setting. We are very goal oriented. We believe that if you don't have a goal, it's very, very hard to succeed and get to where you want to be. So I'm going to talk about the who, what, when, where, and how. That's SMART goals. SMART goals is what we're learning about today. It is, the S in SMART is specific. So that is the who, what, where, when, and how. Example, I will be black status by April 2016. That is not a general goal. So you don't want it to be a very general, like I'll get more business or I'm going to promote. You want it to be very specific. I will be black status by April 2016. So that's what you want to say. The M is measurable. So a goal without measure is like a competition without a scorekeeper. So how do you know if you're going to win? So ask yourself, how much PRS do I need on a monthly basis? So how much PRS do I need that month in order to promote? How many parties do I need to host? How many people do I think I need to join my team? So get a calendar and fill it in the week before the end of the month. So for the following month, so like last week, you should have been setting up your calendar for all of April. If you don't currently have a planner, if you don't currently use your phone, for your calendar in your phone, I would really recommend that you get a planner, because it's one thing to say like, I need, I have this party and this party, or I need to follow up with this person, but trust me, you will forget. We are all busy people, so you will forget to follow up with people if you don't have it in front of you. So an example of a measurable goal is I will host at least 15 parties next month. I will add at least 5 team members, and I will have over $1,000 in PRS. Those are very specific and measurable goals. So that way you will know if you are able to accomplish them, because you can check them off. Okay, I got 1,000 PRS last month. Check. The A is attainable. So I have written down here, nobody ever built a $1 million company overnight. So make sure you set your goals accordingly. Start with a 3-month goal plan is my recommendation. I always do a 3-month goal plan. Change this goal every 3 months as you proceed within the company, or even more than that. So like last month, for example, I was not expecting at all to double promote to purple. Actually, my goal for April was to promote to purple. So I, obviously achieved that. So you have to redo your whole 3-month business plan as soon as you maybe reach a goal faster than what you expected. It's an unattainable goal to say you want to be black status by the end of the year if you just started with the company. So if you just started last week, it's really an unattainable goal to say that you want to be black status by the end of the year. I'm not saying it's not attainable, like that you can't achieve black status in a year, but what I'm saying is you haven't really started, you haven't really gotten your feet wet, so you don't really know what the business entails. So it's kind of an unattainable, unrealistic goal for you to say that that's what you want to do if you have no idea what this business entails and what getting those requirements entails. Setting a big picture goal is good and it keeps you aligned with your vision, but you also have to follow that up with a series of short-term goals, or you're going to get really discouraged. You're going to feel like sometimes that big picture goal is really, really big and unattainable. So you want to make sure you have little small goals reaching up to that big picture goal. Okay. So let's say you just started. This is exactly what I did with Liv when she first started. I said, let's make your 3-month business plan to get green status. Let's break it down and say what you need to do every single month in order to get green status. And if you accomplish all of these goals, you will be green status. And if you don't know, she did get green status in 3 months. So.
Woo woo!
Okay, so the R is realistic. Make sure your goals reflect what you are willing and able to accomplish in your business. So for example, if you're a white status presenter and you want green status in 3 months, but you have obligations that make that pretty much impossible, do not set your goal for 3 months to be green status. That's unrealistic. You can't do it, you know? Like, you need to make sure, I don't want to say you can't, that's a bad word. Shouldn't say that. But if you're white status and you have like a wedding next month, like, that's going to take up a huge chunk of your time. So make sure you're setting your goals according to what you're willing and able to do. Okay, so I have here, for example, when I was planning my wedding, I knew it was unrealistic for me to reach beyond green status at that point in time because I knew I was really unable and unwilling. I really wanted to focus on my wedding and enjoying that experience. That's a huge milestone in anyone's life. So I really knew that I was unable to put in the time and the effort that I needed to reach beyond green status at that point in time. Now trust me, being a go-getter, that was like really, really hard for me to come to grips with, that I wasn't going to promote, that I wasn't going to get orange and purple like as soon as in December when I was planning my wedding. But that is what was realistic for me because I was focusing so heavily on my wedding planning at that time. The T is time bound. A goal should be grounded with a time frame. So if you set it as, I want black status one day, it doesn't really show any sense of urgency, you know? However, if you say I want to be black status by May 2016, then you tell your unconscious mind to start working towards that goal. So make sure it is time bound. Make sure you have an end date. Okay, so my advice, monthly goals, map it out. If you have a team, a downline, make sure you're reaching out to them and finding out what their goals are and helping them map and figure out what they need in order to reach their goals, because that's what's ultimately going to help you promote. One of the major things that I learned at Unified is if you start, which I think we were doing previous to this anyway, but if you start worrying more about your team's paychecks, your paycheck will naturally come. So I focus really, really heavily on my girls' success, almost more than I do on my own success. That's what's going to grow your team. So make sure you are mapping each month with your girls individually. And then I'm just going to talk just briefly about some mapping. So let's say you're pushing for blue. You want to figure out who on your downline can get you that company wholesales figure that you need. So for blue, you need 250 personal sales. You need 2 qualified, 125 presenters on your team. So 2 qualified and 4,000 in company wholesales. So 4,000 company wholesales is what? Essentially 2 pinks, $2,000 company wholesale. So look on your downline, who do you think can go to pink? If you find 2 pinks, that will promote you to blue status. Sounds simple, but it really is. So then you need to reach out to those pink status, those potential pink status presenters, and help them figure out what they need to do in their business to get to that pink status level so that you can promote that month to your blue status level. So you're helping them by helping, you're helping yourself by helping them. Carly Reeves has a mapping video on YouTube that I really highly recommend that you try and find. If you need help finding it after this training, I would be more than happy to help you.
Carly with a C.
Carly with a C, Reeves, R-E-E-V-E-S, I think. She's a black status presenter. I follow her on YouTube. I really highly recommend her. Have a whiteboard in your office to try and map out your plan each month. I always fill out my whiteboard with my goal for that month with who I think is going to promote. You guys know I ask you every month, like, what are your goals next month? Yeah. Shout them out. So that's what I do. I put them on my whiteboard. Use your sponsor and your upline. That is what they're there for. Do not ever feel, I get so upset when people say, like, I'm so sorry for bothering you, or I'm so sorry I have another question. I want you to ask me questions, because if you don't ask me questions, I don't know what you have questions about. So make sure you're using your sponsor. I asked Jen when I started a million bajillion questions every single day. And actually to the point where one day, like when I actually had it, she was like,
"Are you alive?"
She was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're not asking me any more questions." And I'm like, "Got this." So make sure you're using your sponsor until you feel comfortable. That's what they're there for. They want to help you. They want you to succeed. Surround yourself with positivity. Stay positive. Please try not to post negativity on your Facebook. Just get rid of it. Trust me, it'll help you and yourself, and it will also, you will be that ray of sunshine in every single person's life on Facebook, because it is all negativity. And I unfollow everybody that shows up on my newsfeed that is not positive. So I really highly recommend you guys do that too. Believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you are already halfway there. That is my background on my phone, and I tell myself that every day, like, because I struggle with that. Believe in yourself, and you're already halfway to any single goal that you can ever imagine attainable. So